too low. And the camera's not in focus. Can't you tell that I just walked in the friggin' door? It's been a very long week. but in some good ways. You know, let's try to take the good with the bad. Nothing wrong with that. So, pardon me while we're not drawing that character. I literally just walked in the door. I am, like, not even kidding. So, bear with me for a sec. I'm not going to see any comments as of right now, so just bear with me. Funny thing, I was inking a drawing right now when you shared this. Well, you'll have to message me the drawing so I can see what you've been up to, because I've been seeing your stuff lately, Nick, and I mean it's just like you got it. You got a lot of things down pat. So keep up the great work, man. That's it's a good feeling to feel accomplished and to keep accomplishing. If that makes any sense. I know I've been like running around like a chicken with his head cut off, but I know talent when I see it, and you got talent. You got the I mean, it's the thing about artists. I think everyone who has ever lived has talent, but the artists are the ones that really bring that talent to fruition, and they don't often get the respect that they deserve sometimes in their lifetime, or and in some cases maybe they never get the respect that they deserve, which sucks. But hopefully that will not be the case for neither you nor I. Maybe we'll be the lucky ones. Oh man, I want to use that one as reference, but it's just too low resolution, and I'm not using that. Nope. I'm just trying to find some last minute references. Oh, wait a minute. Shoot.
Okay.
All right. So no, stop, cease, desist. Okay. Now I also have to see this thing so I can see what I'm doing. Grr. So much complicated stuff that I have to do. I better not have this problem next week. Clicky, clicky. Okay, so for those of you who are new to Drezen Draws, my name is Rich Drezen. This is the 15th episode of Drezen Draws. 15. I have done 15 episodes of this show. It's a labor of love. As of right now, I'm not making any money at this, and you could very easily say to me, "Well, Rich, why do you spend so much time doing it?" Because I like to. You know, if you have a problem, go make your own drawing show. It's tough making money in art. So, I'm not going to waste any more time. Hopefully I haven't. The two candidates for tonight's theme, In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle, that won are King Louie from Disney's The Jungle Book, the original, and George of the Jungle, created by J. Ward Productions. So, without any further ado, we are going to start off with the more complex one, which is King Louie. Let's go right in. All right. Let's get this out of here. Whoops. Imagine if I hit the power button on my computer tower just now. That would be so hilarious, wouldn't it? And then I'd have to come back and start all over again, and you people would be very disappointed because you're like, oh well, look at this guy. I'm gonna go watch something else. So hopefully that is not the case. But if my computer spontaneously restarts for whatever reason, I didn't mean for that to happen. Also, before I go any further, I have mentioned it here on this show before. I have a Patreon, and I would like to give a very special shout out to my sole patron, Onjikun. Thank you so much for your donation. It really helps. It helps put my mind at ease knowing that that someone is willing to be a patron. I mean, if I said it any other way, then it would just be like, hey, come on, give me your money, give me your lunch money, kid. No, but Onjikun, thank you so much for your very generous support. Those of you who are interested in supporting me via Patreon or however you want to say it, I'm gonna get this right eventually. Go on my website, drezenmedia.com. The Patreon link is right on the homepage. Or you can go to patreon.com patreon.com/drezenmedia. What? Oh, okay. All right. My cousin had a baby, and tomorrow night is the baby naming ceremony, and I'm gonna be going to that. Beautiful, beautiful little baby. Her name's Gabriella, and she loves to cuddle. Babies are great. Babies are great because they're like the least judgmental people in the world, and they just everything is new to them, and just watching their eyes light up at their surroundings is just magical. You know, one of these days when or if I become a parent, that's going to be something I'm looking forward to. That thumb is too big. Now there is something that I do want to make very clear right now. Hi, Sebastian. Rich, the artist, Drezen. I guess. Feline as a showgirl. Ooh, nice. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Maybe it wasn't important anyway. Maybe it had to do with the Cosby trial verdict, which, in all honesty, if you're a celebrity and you mistreat women, you should go to jail. But the problems of living in democracy, you know, even when certain things end up going the right way, and justice is served, but it's not just enough, you know. There are kind of reasons for that, and that's as much as I think I'm going to say on the subject right now. And I can't believe I just said that, but it's on a lot of people's minds right now, because it's like, it just happened. It just happened. But that's the age that we live in. So now let's talk about King Louis for a sec. In the original 1967 animated classic film, Louis was voiced by the inimitable Louis Prima, who had a jazz band and was known for his moving performances. I mean, quite literally, he would move around the room, you know, singing scat and all that fun stuff. And it was said that he was a real delight to watch in person. Now you can see why I chose to do Louis first, because Louis' pretty complex, as you can see. And those of you like me who grew up in the 80s and early 90s might also remember King Louis from the Jungle Book spin-off cartoon Tailspin, where it has the characters from Kipling's classic story, but in humanoid forms, which is kind of weird. But I enjoyed it when it was on. I haven't seen it since it was on, but from what I can recollect about it, I just realized I didn't start playing any music. But you know what? This is going to be a musicless episode, because like I mentioned before you came in, Sebastian, I just literally walked in the door. I mean, it's been a crazy week in actually more good ways than bad, which is always a good turn of events, you know. But it's been a week, man. It's been a friggin' week. A good week. I mean, I got nothing to complain about. Aside from the fact that, you know, there just ain't enough hours in the day to get everything done that you want. You know, I can see from studying this character, as I'm doing right now, I've never drawn this character before tonight. I want to make that explicitly clear, as I often do on Drezen Draws. I draw characters on here frequently that I have never drawn before, because I either never got around to it, I didn't have any interest, or I just didn't, think to do it. And I started doing this show because I wanted to challenge myself a lot more in the work that I do. Because to be successful from an artistic standpoint, you have to challenge yourself as often as you possibly can. The eyebrows have to line up. Let's see. Trying to remember which of the animators designed King Louis for the film, but according to the memories of the surviving animators who worked on the Jungle Book, they attest that Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston animated about half the film together. Which, being an animator myself, that's insane. That's an insane amount of animation. Jungle Book is like an hour and 17 minutes long. Half of that is like 40 something minutes. You mean to tell me they did like 20 minutes of animation between the two of them? I mean, hey, it's possible for animators to animate anything. Ub Iwerks pumped out like 700 drawings a day while animating Plane Crazy, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon. And I actually tried to beat that record, or at least get close enough to it, back in 2002 when I did one of my earliest short films entitled Fun with a Bong. And no, I don't get high. I just happen to make a film about two kids that find a bong, and they don't smoke it, but they do stuff with it, and it's mildly amusing. Although I kind of look back on it and I'm like, hello, Ignacio Savi. A new face that I have not seen before on here. If you're new to Drezen Draws, please tell me how you came across me. I'm curious because since Facebook has changed its algorithms numerous times, I'm wondering where everyone's from, how they hear about me, and most importantly, who do I have to thank for the referral? This is like the corporate Rich Drezen coming out right now because, on one hand I'm curious, and on the other hand it's like, I want to make sure to acknowledge you. As often as possible. I think Milt Kahl did a bulk of the Louis scenes, if I remember from the commentaries on the Disney DVDs that I still have. Thad Komorowski or Floyd Norman, who actually worked on the movie, would probably know better. But I don't want to bother him because, you know, he's probably got way more interesting things to do than watching me draw characters that he drew like 50 years ago. and very well too, I might add. I'll tell you something right now. It's almost a good thing that some of the great Disney animators of our recent past, that a good portion of them aren't on Facebook, because if they were, I can almost certainly guarantee you all of them would want to block me, because I would just be bombarding them with questions about all sorts of stuff. I mean, they haven't. The ones that I have spoken with, you know, are really, really great guys. And I'm not going to mention any names because, you know, privacy is a thing, you know. But if you do happen to run into somebody who is a Disney animator, and you consider yourself an aspiring animator, ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can, because you never know what you're going to learn from them. You're going to be surprised to know what they've worked on, what they have to offer, and you know, even more importantly, you're going to see them, you know, demonstrate their I almost don't want to say skills, because that would, you know, we're talking Disney animators here, but you're going to see them demonstrate their craft in a variety of ways that will surprise you. I mean, no, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to talk about John Lasseter. It's a whole different discussion. Color in the belly. I mean, let's ink the belly. Crazy, man. I mean, I'm trying to picture, you know, Christopher Walken doing King Louis. I'm not ready to experience that yet. I mean, I love Christopher Walken and I love Bill Murray. That looks a little compromising. But let's see, where was I? Okay. Alright. It's the hands. The hands. Gotta do the hands. That's what I'm gonna do. And the feet. Because the feet, essentially, for all intents and purposes, the feet are the hands. So there you go. And that doesn't necessarily make the character any less difficult to draw. In fact, in some cases, it can make it more difficult, because it's like what you're expecting and what actually is are two totally different things in this case. Imagine if Andreas Deja was on here. I mean, there's a guy that could probably teach you how to draw hands. I mean, any of them could, because holy crap, they're Disney animators. They can do a Disney animator. I am convinced that if you work for Disney, you can do like anything. And I mean, I imagine it puts a lot of pressure on you too, because let's say you leave Disney and you go elsewhere, they're gonna look at you like, you're you're a money hog, or that you're maybe at a skill level which maybe you won't be, and then it's like you get the worst job on the movie you applied to. I don't know, but that's one of the reasons why I don't think I could ever work in an animation studio. I guess I would consider it if something were like offered to me, but I gotta wet my feet again with animation because it's been a while. Let's see. Ironic that Walt Disney's last movie had monkeys as a spotlight stealing role, considering Walt apparently said something along the lines that monkeys are already funny. Animation doesn't make them funnier. I could picture Walt Disney saying that, knowing what I've learned about him, especially in the sense that it goes back to his feelings that he expressed to his distributors when he right before he started development on Snow White, because The Three Little Pigs was a big hit, as history has shown, but Walt knew very early on that you can't top pigs with pigs, and of course they made more Three Little Pigs shorts. I think they did 4 altogether. The Big Bad Wolf, Three Little Wolves, and The Practical Pig from 1939. And then, of course, they had cameo roles in a handful of Silly Symphonies and Mickey shorts beyond that. So, I mean, I guess we can count those. What the hey? These fingers are both fascinating me and driving me nuts at the same time. So, don't mind me if I stammer or stutter or all three, because, yeah, there we go. I'm not going to color this in because we're a little pressed for time. And we have to move on to George. I know the next after having drawn King Louis, I am willing to bet money that the next time that I draw Lucky Zilla, I am gonna have such a hard time because, or maybe I won't. Maybe I will. but yeah, I'm gonna have such a hard time because I'm gonna be thinking of King Louis. You know, with this fur in a certain way. Oh, I forgot that stupid friggin' hand. They also store. Yeah. Yep. Well, stock footage is a wonderful thing. Oh, stock footage. That's. Yeah, stock footage is great. I will never knock anybody for using stock footage, except in the case of the Three Stooges shorts that did, particularly the fake Shemp shorts, which there's only 4 of them, but they are god awful. I don't recall the names of them off the top of my head. All I would have to do is look at my Three Stooges DVD collection, but that's not what I'm on here to do. But I just remember getting through them and being very happy to see Joe Besser, as crazy as that may seem to some of you who are all about like, oh, Joe Besser sucks and whatever. But you know, I enjoy Joe Besser. I don't care. I don't care. I'm a Stooges fan, not a Stooges snob. But beyond that, I have enormous amount of respect for people who do use stock footage, even if they make an entire movie out of stock footage. And you know why? Because Bob Saget made Farce of the Penguins. If you haven't seen it, it seems like it's becoming more and more obscure. It was on DVD. I don't think it made it to Blu-ray. But then again, who wants Blu-ray anyway? Blu-ray is what was it that Steve Jobs said about Blu-ray? It was a very philosophical comment he had on Blu-ray. There's something about there's something with a headache. I forget exactly what, but he was like, oh yeah, Blu-ray. Oh, that's such a big headache. Or something to that effect. Oh my God, I think I drew my first good finger on the piece. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I think I got everything. Yep. Yeah, I think I got everything. Whoops. Except for the tongue. Get in there. Whoops. Okay. That looks like King Louis. So, what we are going to do now, leave this for just a second. Okay, I am going to make like the quickest change that I have ever made. So, bear with me. Okay, I'm back. Hope you didn't miss me too much. And I hope you didn't throw anything at me either, because if you did, that's not cool. So bear with me. While I get things ready. The next drawing. How the hell did that happen? Anyways. I think this one we're gonna have music. So I said I think on this one we're gonna have music. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right. The next drawing for the evening, which is probably going to be far less detailed, but no less easier to draw, is George of the Jungle. So let's waste no time and get right into it. I wish I could play the George of the Jungle theme song, but if I did, this video would get ripped off of YouTube so fast. And I kind of don't want that to happen. I want to develop a YouTube presence if that's at all feasible. Excuse me a moment. we're back. But we're back, but not a dinosaur story. Ugh. I hated that movie. This almost sounds a little jungly, wouldn't you guys say? Use a thicker line on this. So you notice a lot of cartoons from this period seem to use very thick lines in some of the characters' features, which is great. I mean, if it's done right. If it's not done right, well, then it looks weird. But that's a given almost. Nero, I am going to... Oy vey. I think I finally got it. Almost. I can't wait to finish this only because been sitting at a computer for 90% of the day. Alright, there we go. That's fine. Almost there. Almost there, people. And we got 5 spots. Ah! Let's also give him some toenails for good measure. Ah! Where'd you come from? I don't know where you came from, but you're going back there. Whew. Was just waiting for that that track to end. Alright, take a good look. Ladies and gentlemen, that is George of the Jungle. Whew. Oh boy. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I have a lot going on right now. For one thing, I have my Patreon page. However it's pronounced, I'm gonna figure it out because it'll kill me if I don't. Secondly, I would like to remind everyone that LuckyZilla number 8, yes, the 8th issue in the LuckyZilla comic book series, is available for pre-order on LuckyZilla.com. It features, as you can see here, a dazzling cover by the dazzling Diana Leto. You can check out more of her work on DianaLeto.com. And she is going to be appearing at East Coast Comic Con this weekend, starting tomorrow through Sunday. If you happen to live in the area, it's at the Meadowlands. So you should go there if you're able to, and go say hello and tell her I sent you, and more importantly, just take a look at what she's all about. She's a fabulous artist. Also, more things LuckyZilla. This, unfortunately, is not available for pre-order. It is still in the prototyping stage. But here it is. I mean, LuckyZilla, the game. The game, man. The game. Unfortunately, it is not a video game, but fortunately, it is very easy to play. I can't really send out copies because I don't have all the pieces in place to do so. But again, my Patreon page is patreon.com/Drezen Media. You can also get to it on my website, drezenmedia.com. A very special shout out to Onjikun. I have his name written over there just to make sure that I don't forget how to pronounce it, because when you go later and later into the evening, you start to fade, and after a while, the words you read start to look more and more not like words. They start to look like scribblings, but then again, my handwriting sucks. So, Onjikun, thank you so much for your patronage. The rest of you, support me if you can, please. There are perks that start at $1 a month. You can donate whatever the heck you want. I mean, it's just at certain levels you get rewards and perks and all that fun stuff. So, those of you who have tuned in, thank you very much. Those of you who are watching on YouTube and have made it this far, I thank you for watching. I know these are very long things for me to put on YouTube, and I maybe would doubt that a lot of you watch these all the way through, but if you do, I appreciate it. If not, hey, that's cool too. So, we will be back here, same time, next week, here on Facebook Live, and later on YouTube, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Rich Drezen. This has been Drezen Draws. Thank you for watching.